Well, it's day 3 of going live, and I'm pretty excited. Today, I am connected to my YouTube channel as well, which is something that took time with my StreamYard app. Or it's not an app, but whatever, StreamYard. And today, I think I'm going to talk about parenting because it's always been on my mind. And I wrote an article several years ago called 10 reasons sex workers are great parents. And the 10 reasons, I'll just tell them quick right now before I move on, because I think this has kind of been played out a bit. I've talked a lot about all of these things. And if you haven't heard it before, let me know. And then maybe I'll do some more like uh, videos or speaks or lives specifically about the stuff that you talk about. But 10 reasons sex workers are great parents is number 10, we have more money. And anyone who works in this industry, we do it for the money. And the money isn't always great, but it's better than most of us would earn at other jobs. And sometimes it truly is great. So we have more money. So that helps us do a lot more things, take our kids out, go on holidays, have dinner, put them in activities. So money. Woo. We have more time because we make more money for shorter hours. We have more time to spend with our children and to be more present parents. We respect boundaries. Oh my gosh, because we know how important it is to have our boundaries respected. We have learned how important it is to have boundaries respected and to teach our children how to have boundaries, maintain them, and make sure that other people respect them. And also, we respect our children's boundaries, which I think a lot of parents don't do because a lot of parents are very authoritarian. And my personal opinion is that that is not the correct way to go, but I will get into that a little more. I'm just going to quickly go through this article. We are compassionate and non-judgmental. And of course, not every single person in the adult entertainment industry is like that, but I feel like the majority of us are compassionate and non-judgmental because we have been so judged. Excuse me, we have been the subject of so much condemnation, judgment, discrimination, stigma, and the majority of the time we really are being pegged contrary to who we really are. And I think that that's a huge part of it. So when as people who have often been mischaracterized, we are suspicious when other people are mischaracterized or other people are characterized. We're suspicious and we think, is that a true characterization? Because I have been mischaracterized so many times. And so I think we are more compassionate and more non-judgmental of other people. And we teach that to our children. And our children feel less judged and our children feel less characterized. And then I'm on number 6 here. We set an entrepreneurial example because we're business owners. We are driven. We are self motivated. You can't make money in the adult entertainment industry unless you hustle. So it doesn't draw a lot of lazy people. I'm just saying. And so I think that's a really good example for children. And also the example of not settling for a shitty life or an unhappy life and wanting to strive for something better in your life, because it takes a person willing to take risks. And I think entrepreneurial also refers to people who like to take risks, because you can't really be entrepreneurial unless you're willing to take risks. You have to be willing to take a risk to work for yourself, even if it's just part-time. And maybe it's not as much of a risk to do it on the side, like as a side job or a side gig. And a lot of people do that. And I think that's an awesome way to go, especially when you're starting with something. But sometimes people do feel desperate. When I got into exotic dancing, for instance, I was so desperate. I decided to do it as a side job, but I made so much money the first night working that I immediately quit my old job. So this is how we learn, right? We have to take risks. Uh, I say in my article, we have a different definition of success. And what I mean by that is most people think of prestige, financial wealth, political power, etc. as success, but most people in the adult entertainment industry, in my opinion, know that success is not measured by how high you are on the social ladder, because we are like very low on the social ladder, not because we deserve to be and not by choice, certainly, but we're just lower on the social ladder because society has put us there. And so we know that success isn't being high on the social ladder. Success is really honestly just being happy and finding a passion in life and having the people you love near you and feeling cared for and special and loved and strong and courageous and able to face anything. And, these are the things that make us strong and make us happy. And it has really nothing to do with where society puts us on the social ladder. And so that's something that we teach to our children. And we can laugh at life's little blips. I mean, okay, as a dancer, I can think of a few times where really uncomfortable, embarrassing things happened. And I'm not going to remember them all for you because they're embarrassing. But for instance, the time I was dancing on stage at the Fraser Arms and I hit my head on the speaker. Okay, so I have a audience full, the bar is packed, audience full of people watching me, and I bang my head while I'm dancing on the speaker. Okay, so yes, I was extremely embarrassed. And you just have to be strong, and you have to, I don't want to use the term man up because I feel like women are just as strong as men, but you just have to excuse me, man up and just accept that you made a fool of yourself in front of a bar full of people and move on. And all I did, and I think I handled it well, is I just laughed, shrugged my shoulders, and went on with my show. And when you are an entertainer or a performer of any kind, you're going to run into situations where things don't always go according to plans, and you're going to get a little bit embarrassed, or something strange is going to happen that you didn't plan for, and that's just life. And so when you're in this industry, you learn to take it as it comes. And so then you teach your children to take it as it comes. And you don't get uptight about these little things that may seem like a big thing at the time, but they're really just little things. We can laugh at life's little blips. And then I'm down to number 3 from 10. We tell it like it is. And we do tell it like it is, don't we? I think in this industry, it's so important to be upfront. And because of that, we learn to be very authentic. I mean, it's hard to explain. I think people in this industry, if you're watching, you understand, and I don't have to explain it, but it's just a different kind of honesty in our business that the regular society does not experience. And so this kind of honesty, vulnerability, exposure, I mean, like as a dancer, I am on stage exposed to all, and yet I have the power. It's vulnerable, and it's also empowering at the same time. And isn't that funny that vulnerability is empowering? I mean, that's something I should ponder and maybe do another live about. But anyway, we do tell it like it is. And my article goes into other things, but we are excellent communicators. I'm down to number 2 here. And when you're really good at communicating and carrying a conversation and making people feel at ease, and this is part of your skill set, it's not like you're going to go home to your children and never communicate. You're going to take that skill set and you're going to be a better parent because of it. Trying to go as quickly as I can. We give unconditional love. Well, hey, most of us have been rejected because of the industry that we've been involved in. And so we know how it feels to be told that the love people have for us has conditions. And so then we most of us, I would say, learn how to give unconditional love because we don't want other people that we love to feel the way we have felt when we've been rejected for our jobs, especially if we love our jobs. And that was the end of the article. And so I just thought, since I have this big live going on, I might just tell a quick couple stories about being a mother in this industry. Like, I remember I befriended this really cool woman when my daughter was in kindergarten. It was one of the kids in kindergarten's mums. And I admitted to her that I was a dancer. And she was so cool. And I really trusted her. And I asked her not to tell anyone. But I think she told people because very shortly after I told her, all of a sudden, a bunch of the play dates that I had set up for my daughter with other kids in kindergarten class got canceled. And the woman that I confided to did have like a regular kind of ongoing group contact with a lot of the other parents in the kindergarten class that I didn't have because I'm not like that. I'm not that social. But I'm more of like a one-on-one, pick out the people I think are the coolest and hang out with them, or let them pick me. But anyway, so I felt like, and I could be wrong, but at the time I really believed and felt like my child was being ostracized because my work had been kind of, gossiped about in the kindergarten class. So then, I mean, I shouldn't have really cared about that because just a few years later, I was in the news. I was on the front page of a whole bunch of newspapers when the Breast Cancer Society of Canada wouldn't accept our donation from Exotic Dancers for Cancer. And that was awkward when I would take my daughter to school. At that time, I had 2 children. My older daughter was in elementary school. My son wasn't in elementary school yet. But my daughter was, and the people there had known me for a couple of years and seen me around and had no idea that I was an exotic dancer until I was in all the newspapers. And I didn't expect it to go viral like that, but it did. And it was so insane. And it was interesting how many people were supportive and kind when I was just outed like that. But there were also some people that rejected me who had previously been really warm and friendly and kind to me. And it just, it's a learning lesson. I get it. People have their uh, boundaries of what they feel is right and wrong. And if they feel that what I do is wrong and they don't want to participate in condoning it by being friendly to me or civil to me, I understand. But I still feel like in our society, we should all treat each other with civility, even if we don't condone what each other are doing. For instance, I think the majority of us have someone we love in our life or in our family who has drug addictions. And obviously, we're not going to condone a lot of the behaviors that go along with drug addiction, but we still love that person. And I'm not comparing adult industry to drug addiction because it's not the same thing. And as someone who was in recovery, and I understand like a lot of recovery programs see the adult industry as a symptom of addiction. And I disagree with that. I think, being in the adult industry has nothing to do with addiction. So I think I've told enough stories. I can't believe it's already been 14 minutes. That's way too long for live. I must be getting better at this. I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday, and I will keep doing lives until book launch day, Tuesday, September 5th. And if you buy the book, don't forget to get your bonuses at my website. There's some pretty awesome bonuses there. You get a pocket Bible, you get a free Ask Annie anything, and you get a manifestation video that is pretty cool. So, anyway, Have a great day.